Another video module for the Mazak Vtc-16. In this module, we will show maintenance techniques which will be applied to the Vtc-16. Following these recommended procedures at the suggested maintenance intervals will help to keep your Vtc-16 operating at maximum performance levels. The maintenance intervals are based on 8 hours a day of production time. If your production schedule is longer than this, then the maintenance intervals should be adjusted accordingly. For the purpose of this videotape, several protective covers have been removed. It will be necessary for you to remove some of these covers to perform your machine maintenance. Be sure to replace all covers prior to operation of the Vtc-16. Let's begin the maintenance procedures by focusing on the front of the Vtc-16. First, the Vtc-16 operator's panel with Mazatrol M32B control. Maintenance of this area should include overall cleanliness of the operator's panel, CRT, and all function switches, lights, and controls. If any of these items appear loose or damaged, please repair before beginning production. Beneath the Vtc-16 is the chip pan. This pan slides toward you for easy servicing. The chip pan filter can easily be removed by lifting the filter cover straight up until clear of the filter guides. Clean the filter and chip pan at regular intervals to ensure the maximum life of the pump unit. Looking inside the machine work area, several areas which you should be concerned with are the Y-axis weigh covers and the tool magazine. Pay careful attention to these areas and make it the responsibility of the operator to keep these areas free of chips. Looking closely at the Y-axis weigh covers, we see rubber strips along the overlapping seams of this accordion-style cover. Check these periodically for chip damage and replace as necessary. The work table should be kept clear of chips in the T-slots. It is a good idea to fit the work table with a subplate to help with locating fixtures on the table. Traveling around the Vtc-16 to the left, we can access the X-axis ball screw area. Keep this area free of chips. Check the wipers on the ways for damage and repair or replace when necessary. In addition, check for proper lubrication of the ways. This is a very important part of keeping your machine operating at peak production status. Also, check the X-axis weigh cover slides for wear. It is also a good idea when performing routine maintenance to periodically check the bolts and screws to ensure tightness. Located at the top of the headstock area is the tool clamp-unclamp unit. Check this area for chips and make sure all hoses are secure and fittings are tight. The Z-axis limit control switch is used to indicate Z-axis home return. Shown here is the Y-axis limit switch for Y-axis home return. Check these for freedom of movement. Operational status of these switches can be checked using system diagnostics. The electrical diagrams for the Vtc-16 will be discussed in a moment. Moving to the back of the Vtc-16, we see the Y-axis weighs. Check the wipers for damage as well as checking for proper lubrication. This is the spindle cooling unit. The Vtc-16 uses a sealed spindle unit with grease in the bearing area. The cooling unit uses Velocite No. 3 oil to cool the spindle casing for the spindle. The unit can be serviced by draining and refilling the unit with fresh oil and cleaning the radiator fins with compressed air. To the left of the column is the lubrication unit, which supplies oil to the X, Y, and Z axes. It is serviced by first draining the unit, then cleaning the filter located on the bottom of the pump unit and refilling with fresh lubricant. Use only the lubricant specified on the chart on the machine and also in the maintenance guide for the Vtc-16. Below the lubrication unit is the pneumatic unit. This unit contains a bowl for the water trap that can be accessed by unscrewing the cover and removing the outer unit. Pneumatics are an important part of the operation of the Vtc-16, therefore ensure that your air system is clear of water by keeping this unit clean. The large cylindrical unit on the column is an accumulator, used to maintain the counterbalance pressure for the machine and to provide tool knockout boost pressure. Below the saddle is the X-axis limit switch. As with the other limit switches, it is necessary to check for freedom of movement. While performing maintenance on the machine back, Also check all hoses and fittings for tightness. Located on the right side of the VTC-16 is the electrical cabinet. Projecting through the door of the cabinet is the main circuit breaker for the machine. Turning this breaker off eliminates all power going to the VTC-16 so that maintenance can be performed. Please note, be extremely careful when working inside the electrical cabinet. This machine uses high voltage. All maintenance performed on this machine area should be performed by qualified personnel only. Opening the cabinet, we see the cooling fans and filters mounted on the cabinet door. Clean the filter at regular intervals and keep the fans in good operating condition. At the top left-hand corner of the electrical cabinet, we see the motor starter, breakers, and thermal. The breakers can be reset by first turning them off and then back on again. If the breaker should trip off, contact your Mazak Technical Center for assistance in troubleshooting the problem. To the right of the breakers are the thermal overloads for the motor starters. These can be reset by pushing in the blue buttons. The axis servo units are located on the right and top of the electrical cabinet. Currently, they are in normal operation status. In case of servo trouble or alarms, an alarm code is shown on the LED display area. Please have this code written down when calling the Technical Center for service or assistance. Below the servos is the spindle controller. The controller also has an LED display. Again, please have an alarm display written down when calling the Technical Center for assistance. Located on the right side of the electrical cabinet is the NC unit. On the right side of the unit is the power supply. The normal status is shown here. Below the NC unit is the relay panel. Located on the outside of the NC panel door is a plate which lists the machine serial number. Have this number ready when calling for service. Located on the inside of the door is a pocket which holds the original parameter list for your machine. This is a very important document and should be copied. Place one copy in this pocket for reference, and the other copy should be placed in a secure area. To the left of the electrical cabinet is an access door to the tool magazine area. This will provide access to the magazine area for servicing and cleaning. Two items that should be included on your maintenance list includes number 1, automatic tool change motion for problems, and number 2, checking backlash to ensure accuracy. To check the ATC motion, command a tool change, setting the rapid switch at R0. Pay particular attention when the tool engages the spindle keys. Watch for any unusual tool movement. Also monitor the smoothness of the operation. Check the tool magazine operation as well as the tightness of the tool pocket fingers. To access the area requiring adjustment, open the tool change access door. To check backlash, use an indicator as shown. Select the handle mode and check the movement for any lost motion in the servo system. The adjustment procedure using parameters is explained in the maintenance manual. Here is a sample of the electrical drawing for the VTC-16. The symbols used are also shown in the maintenance guide. This is a proximity switch. It senses metal and is used to confirm an operation. This is the symbol for a limit switch such as the X, Y, and Z axes limit switches. Shown here is a reed switch used on the air cylinder. Here is the symbol for a pressure switch. Shown on the right of the sample page is the diagnostic addresses where the inputs can be monitored. Looking at the address X10, we can see that this is the input for the tool clamp proximity switch. Pressing the MNT button on the lower right-hand corner of the M32B control will access the diagnostic addresses. To look at an address, you will need to know what line will contain the address you need. For our example, X10 is located in line X0010, far right-hand bit. Diagnostic bit addresses are in binary form from right to left, bit 0 through bit 9. After bit 9, we use alphabetical characters A through F. Looking at the diagnostic page of the Mazak M32B control, call up diagnostic address X10. Looking at bit, clamp and unclamp the tool manually, watching the address change from A1 to 0. 1 indicates on, 0 off. Using the diagnostic procedures, we can troubleshoot problems that may arise. Shown here is an example of the Mazak mechanical parts list. The parts list gives us a breakdown of the units for the Vtc-16, referencing the callouts on this page, and using the 11-digit reference number, parts can be easily identified and ordered. When calling the service center concerning service or parts, please have the machine serial number and any reference numbers or diagnostic addresses available for help with troubleshooting the problem. If you are located in the North Central, contact the Mazak North Central Technical Center. For the Midwest United States, contact the Mazak Midwest Technical Center. The Mazak East Canada Service Center can be contacted for help in Eastern Canada. The Mazak East Technical Center services the New England area, while the Mazak Southeast Technical Center services the Southeast United States. For help in the Southwest, contact the Mazak Southwest Technical Center, and for help in the Western United States and Canada, contact the Mazak West Technical Center. The Vtc-16 is designed to be a versatile machine tool for the machining industry. With proper maintenance, maximum productivity can be achieved. Remember all the safety rules when servicing the Vtc-16 and have all maintenance and service performed by qualified personnel.